Welcome to Seeing Scarlet. It's Shelby here with Tyler, but we have a special guest again, this time from Texas Tech softball with Hailey Toney. Y'all asked for her, y'all begged for her actually, and so we finally were able to get her on here after the holiday. So welcome to the show, Hailey. I guess first off, did you enjoy a nice 4th of July holiday as we're recording this a few days later?
I did, yes. It was raining all weekend, but
Mm, yeah,
it was great still.
that's good. Are you playing softball at all this summer? Or are you taking a break?
I'm not. I'm just working out on my own and doing like my own
Nice.
hitting and stuff.
Is that like the first summer in forever that you haven't been playing softball?
Yes, for summer, and I can't even remember how long.
Yeah, how has that been like? You
It's
just find
great.
yourself like, great? Okay, good. I like
Yes.
that. You need a break every once in a while, so love
Yeah.
that. Well, before we actually get into the rest of your softball journey, we always like to start with tell people who you are outside of softball. Because I think a lot of fans got to know Haley Tony, the softball player, a little bit this year, and we'll get to know you more during this interview.
Yeah.
But you're a person. You do other things. Who is Haley Tony when you're not playing softball?
Um, really I just like hanging out with my family, friends,
Love that.
anyone basically. I really like going to the river. I'm going to the river a couple weeks from now. It's
Okay.
probably my favorite thing.
True Texan right there.
Yes. Hmm, I don't really know.
That's fair. I mean, chill with your friends
Yeah.
and family. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's
not
good.
much
Not
other
much.
than softball.
Yeah. Did you get into any other sports and stuff growing up besides softball, or was it always
During, like, junior high, I was playing, like, volleyball, basketball, track,
okay?
all that.
Nice.
Freshman year of, high school, I played volleyball, and then I just decided to focus on softball the next 3 years.
I think that was a good choice.
Yeah.
That
Very
probably
good
worked out okay.
choice.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been playing softball? And like when you started, was shortstop always your go-to position, or did you find that later in your career?
Yeah, I started when I was about 5 years old out here in Magnolia, and then I played, like, everywhere, but mainly just short. I tried pitching for a little bit, but that
Not
didn't go
fun.
that well. It was not that well. But yeah, mainly just shortstop and anywhere they needed me.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, I can see why you're athletic as you can see. What if you didn't play softball? Was there another sport you actually loved as much and you had to kind of like give it up, or was it always like, no, softball's it
Yeah,
from the
I
time you
actually
were
like
5?
yeah, I liked volleyball a lot, but
Okay.
I think just looking into colleges, I just was like, I'm not playing this in college, so I might as well just focus on softball.
Smart kid, smart kid.
Yeah.
You're not a
Move.
kid, sorry, I apologize, I'm old. Um, yeah, so we're gonna get into how you ended up at Texas Tech in a minute, but
Yeah.
before we do that, we were talking a little bit before we started recording. Haley has some awesome merch, so I just wanna plug it for her and give her a little shout out. Go check it out on her Instagram. Maybe when we're editing this, I'll show it on the screen while we're talking about it, but you can find it on her Instagram, probably on other social media if you follow her there. First, plug your socials real fast so people know how to follow you.
My Instagram is htonio6.
Okay.
That's about
That's
it.
that's about it, yeah. Most of people don't care about the other ones, that's fair. So go follow her there, and then you'll see links in there, and she has 2 different merch sites, great t-shirts, sweatshirts, even stickers. I mean, who doesn't love stickers? On that topic, did you have any control over the creativity, like, the creative side of that? Because the logo is awesome.
On my elite one, I did,
Yeah,
yes. I did,
that's
yes.
sweet.
I sent in a couple of things, and that one just stuck.
No, that's awesome, I love that. So did you get to design any of the shirts and stuff as well? Did you like, "Yeah, I love this logo, now go do your thing?"
Yeah, they just, sent me, like, what they thought they could sell or whatever, and I just it was all great, so I just, went
Easy.
with it.
She's not wrong. It is all pretty great. So there you go. Y'all go buy some. I'm gonna go get some. I've seen it floating around, so I'm gonna have to wear some or something. I should have bought it before this, and I could have like awkwardly worn it. Have you seen fans wearing your jersey or anything at the games and been like, "Oh,
I've only
that's
seen, like,
crazy"?
the one with my name and number on the back, I haven't seen any others,
Okay. Well,
but
it's coming. It's coming for you, Haley. I
yeah.
promise.
My parents bought some, but that's about
Oh,
it.
that's good. That's good. Well, trust me, you were highly requested to come on the show from Texas Tech fans. So now that they know that they exist, I bet you're going to see a lot of them next year.
Yeah.
But you ultimately did end up here at Texas Tech. I know you were one of the highest recruits coming out of your class. So you had plenty of options. But what was it about Texas Tech in the recruiting process that you're like, yeah, no, this is the place for me?
Yeah, so when I was doing my visits, obviously I came on tech, and I don't know, it just, like, felt different, like, when they say, like, you know the feeling, like, that's your home, that's exactly how I felt. It was just the best visit I've went on, and all the players and coaches, like, obviously we don't have the same coaches, but they
Yeah.
all like um welcomed me in and like took me under their wing and before I even got here, so I really love that. And I'm really like family oriented, so it just all felt like family related.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, you talked about, whenever you were first recruited, it was a different coaching change. So,
Yeah.
you ended up staying, which we are so happy that you did. So, what really went into that decision, or was it ever even a question? Like, were you going to go to Texas Tech either way, one way or the other, or did Coach Glasgow have to work on you? How did that go about?
Yeah, well, I played for Nathan Nelson, which is like basically his best friend, and he like talked
Oh,
so
okay.
highly of him and I was like, I mean, I'm trusting you, so yeah. So he talked really high about Glasgow and here we are.
You got here eventually.
Yep.
Awesome.
So when you get, we'll talk a little bit about your freshman year in a second, but two things, well, at least one of them that I always loved about you, Haley, is what a legendary walk-up song choice, at least for your Friday one, to go with the swag surf, because everyone's like, "Oh, we're swag surfing at softball games in the first inning." I'm like, "No, no, 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 that's Haley's song." But that's so clutch. Like, did you think like, "Yeah, I want something that gets the crowd involved, and I know that this is what Texas Tech does, so why not
Yeah.
play it at least
Yeah.
once a game?"
Yeah, a little bit. It was kinda just I talked to my high school coaches about it, and they just gave me that one, so I was like, "Alright, this is kinda cool." So,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah, because I remember once the fan base really started, like, getting crazy for you guys as the season went on, they were like, "Oh, wow, they're playing Swag Surf at the World Series for us?" And I was like, "They're not. They're playing it for Haley." But yeah, that's, like, such a smart move there. I loved it.
Yeah.
So, your number, do you have any story on why you chose that? Or like is it just what was first given to you when you came here? Or what do you have anything about that?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I had number 3, and then growing up, like, 3 was taken, so I was like, "Okay." And then high school, I got number 2 because, Derek Jeter, he's
Mm.
my, like,
Hmm.
favorite player or whatever, and my dad likes the Yankees. Anyways, but yeah, so then I had 2 for high school, and I was, like, playing, for hot shots, both were taken, so I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll just add them together," and then, yeah,
There
Oh,
32
you are.
came.
I love
Yeah.
that. Someone described me or said, I don't remember where it was. I do a lot of things for Texas Tech media. Someone was like, "Yeah, I think Haley Toney is going to be Texas Tech's Derek Jeter." This literally was a conversation I had the other day.
Yeah.
Like, so how did you like? Why did he become your favorite player? Just because your dad was watching the Yankees all the time? He's obviously
Yeah.
like the best shortstop ever. So there you
Yeah, my
go.
dad always just talked about him, talked about the Yankees, and we root for the Yankees forever.
I
And
love
yeah.
that. Well, that's great. So I'm gonna go tell that person, well, you're more right than you even realize with that with that prediction.
Yeah.
So you got your walk-up song. You had your number. Then you're here. Was it what you expected it to be once you got here? And then what things did you were the biggest adjustment coming into college softball?
Yeah, I was honestly not even thinking, like, this is where I would, like, end up or whatever because, like, with the coaching change and then new faces
Yeah.
everywhere. And so, yeah, I didn't really expect it to be like this. And then just coming into softball from, like, high school, it was like, yeah, we had a competitive, like, district, but it wasn't, like, the best players, so I was like, "Wow, I'm gonna have to compete more for, 1, my spot, and 2, like, just to win." So, yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of hard, change, but I feel like select ball also, like, helped me out because we were all playing, like, the same, like, very high competitive softball, and those were obviously the one of the best people that,
Yeah,
like,
you're
I'd be playing.
yeah, I remember preseason, that's when I knew that you were gonna be a dog, as I would call it. So someone asked you, like, "Do you think you're prepared?" And you're just like, "Yes." Because you had faced all the or those people in your journey there. But yeah, it is still an adjustment. It's one thing to
Yeah.
know you're prepared, but then it's another to like actually experience it. And so we got to see you do that in real time.
yeah. So, you talk about, the adjustment that you had to end up making. So, if you could, what would you go back and tell yourself this time around last year, if you could, going into the season?
Um, honestly, I didn't, like, have as much confidence as I thought I should, and I would probably just tell myself, like, I'm here for a reason, like, I'm good enough to play against the best of the best.
Yeah. You
Good
got
answer.
there. You got there
Yeah.
eventually, clearly, but yeah, I'm sure that's crazy to walk in there. What was it like to walk in there on, in fall and see, it wasn't the team you expected to be joining, and
Yeah.
now all of a sudden you have a Nigel Kennedy and Maya Davis and all these other people like that you weren't expecting to be there, and you're like, oh wow, I get to face Nigel Kennedy in practice as a freshman. Like, what was that like?
That was crazy. I don't even know. I was just like, oh, I really just hope they like me. I don't know. I'm just gonna get along with everyone. But yeah,
That's a real statement.
yeah. I was just trying to fit in, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember, and I could be misquoting it, but I feel like it's probably accurate. When she was in the preseason, she was like, "Yeah, I'm really annoyed with having to face Hailey Toney because she just keeps getting
Yeah.
hits off of me." So I think you welcomed yourself pretty well in fall
Yeah.
ball and preseason against her.
Yeah. She was definitely the hardest one to hit off of.
Yeah, I can imagine so for
Sense.
sure.
Gosh.
So we're now going to go more into like, this season and your play and all of that. So we're going to start off. How did you see a shift in your game from that first pitch against Marshall to that final out against Texas? How did you see yourself grow during that very long season? I mean, y'all played every possible day of the softball calendar. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Fun
Yeah.
facts: Haley was the only Power Conference shortstop freshman to start every game this year, so she
Well,
played a lot of games.
I
Wow.
didn't even know that. But yeah, at first I was just trying to like get the groove of everything, like playing high ball and then also trying to get to know everyone still. And then at the end I think we were just playing for each other like we did it for we were kind of doing it for the seniors because they've never been in that position. So we were like, we're gonna get you as far as we can. Like we're gonna make you like have rings and like know what it is to win or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, really just trying to trust my process and yeah, I had a rough season in the middle, but yeah, I was just working with Glasgow for a while and just trying to get my confidence back.
Yeah, I don't know that rough is the word, but I appreciate that. That's you're a perfectionist. We've learned. So yeah,
Yes.
you got better as you went. You kind of talked about doing it for the seniors, the upperclassmen. You're a freshman, so you don't have much to compare it to in the
Yeah.
past. But was there a moment you kind of were like, oh wait, all this talk about doing something special, I shot it forever. This might no, we might actually be able to do it. Like,
Yeah.
was there a point in the season where you started to actually believe that?
Yeah. At regionals, I was like, wow, we actually like we're good enough to go like all the way. Like there's no like doubt about that. And then yeah, obviously we did.
Yeah, that was yeah. Speaking of regionals, I'll just ask that right now. What in the world is your ability? When did you find this ability to just like, oh, the other team's gonna go on a run. I'm gonna start the next inning off with a home run.
I have no idea. That literally
Twice.
came out of nowhere. I don't even know.
Is it just happenstance? Because I feel like it didn't just happen in that game. We'll get into it in a minute when we get to the World Series, but you did it again, and you did it against OU to some extent.
Yeah.
Is it just like do you find yourself locking in more in those moments? Like, hey, my team needs me, or is it just you're just built that way and you don't even can't even explain it?
Yeah, I think I was more like locked in because obviously I don't want to lose and I'm like trying to
Well,
do it for my team. But yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of both.
maybe just you can just say you're built that way. It's okay, Haley. Just own it. It's fine.
No, there were so many times this season where we'd be in a bind and you'd be up at the plate and I'd be like stressing and then you just hit it out
Kill it.
of the park and I'd be like, oh, all right, Haley's got us.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun story, Haley, for you. I was in the outfield taking pictures during that regional, and I was standing like next to a police officer, and it was his first ever Texas Tech softball game. So he was like, "Tell me about everybody." So every time he come up, and I was telling him, I was like, "Oh yeah, she's the one that hit this home run a while ago. Like they just scored again. She's gonna do it again," just like kind of jokingly. And she goes up there, and you go up there and do it, and this guy's like losing his mind. Anyway, you made him like the biggest softball fan ever. He's obsessed with you now, Haley. He's like, I'm coming back. I'm gonna get an autograph from her for my kid. All these things. So I don't
Oh
know.
my
If
gosh.
you ever see a police officer in line for an autograph next year, it's probably this guy. That's your
Perfect.
fun anecdote for it. But talking about this team specifically this year, we're about to talk about the World Series and all these other big moments. But
Mhm.
what was your, as a player, someone that was in there, like what was your actual favorite part of being a part of this team this year?
Um, gosh, there's a lot.
That's fair. List them all. We got time.
Let's see. Honestly, like just growing to the players because like my best friend that was on the team was Kylie and like we never like really talked before that. and we,
Yeah.
like, just grew as, like, close as we could, like, in, like, not even a month maybe, like, a week. But, yeah, and then I really liked, like, staying with all the freshmen and, like, the dorms and stuff because we grew, like, closer and closer together, and then, obviously, the World Series, can't forget that. That was just unbelievable. Uh,
Do you have any
yeah.
fun dorm stories? We've heard the soccer team freshmen, they always, I don't know, they're doing some crazy stuff in their dorms they've shared on the show before. Did y'all have, like, movie nights or anything fun going on, or did y'all just hang out when y'all could?
We kinda just hung out in one of the rooms, and then there was one time we played hide and go seek when all the dorms were empty.
Stop.
We did that for, like, 3 hours, I swear.
Like on a
But yeah.
holiday, spring break when everyone's gone. The
Yeah.
athletes have the entire campus to themselves. It's
Yep.
dangerous times
It is,
during
it
those times on
is.
campus, I'm not gonna lie. That's hilarious.
But yeah, we would play hide and go seek. It was pretty fun.
Does sound
Mm.
fun. Speaking of fun, did you have like a favorite game this season or maybe a favorite hit um throughout the season that you were just like, "Oh wow, like that was fun. Like we just did that."
Definitely Mississippi State because I really
Twice.
just wanted to beat them because they beat us earlier in the season,
Mhm.
and yeah,
Yes.
I was just really hot that game, and that was
I
just
have a
fun.
question about that you don't have to
Yeah.
answer, but she's graduating now, so it's not even bad blood. But did y'all see that little quote from Sacco leading up to the game at all?
We did, yes.
We love competitive spirit. I appreciate it
Yep.
from her, but I was just like,
We
I
did.
wonder if the team sees this at all. Thinking
Yeah,
about
we
that.
did see that.
Okay, no further comment needed. That's fine.
Yep.
It's wonderful. So you go into the postseason. You're
Mhm.
sitting in that room, watch party at the football stadium. What was it like for you to hear? Then you knew it was going to be called. Everyone knows this. Everyone kind of at that point at least expected y'all to host as well.
Yeah.
But as a freshman, could you feel the weight of how important it was to the program, to the seniors, to people that hadn't maybe, I guess Demi, some other people on the team that hadn't been there before? Could you feel that at all, or was it just excitement to like, oh my gosh, we're doing this?
A little bit of both. Glasgow was kinda, like, pushing, like, "We're gonna host, like, y'all
Yeah,
don't need to, like, worry about that," and it was kinda just like, "Let's just go out and have fun," at that point,
for sure.
and
You
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
So you get there, you get your name selected, and then you start game one of the regionals, and then you move on to super regionals, and then you get to step foot at Devon Park in Oklahoma City. So was it everything that you as a kid dreamed it would be to play in the actual Women's College World Series?
It was, yes. The crowd was actually insane. Like,
It
I
was.
was not expecting that at all. And then, yeah, everyone's just, like, texting me, cheering me on, like, "Wow, you're actually, like, there?" Like, a
This is
little
happening.
us was like, "We were just playing, like, 10 you." But yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's gotta be a surreal experience. Then to allow your friends to kinda live through it with you as well,
Yeah.
like, whether they're gonna get to experience that or not, like, they get to be like, "That's Haley! Like, she's
Yeah.
doing it for us!" Like, that's
Yeah.
awesome. What was it like to hear, like, the Raider powers in the stands? Because Texas Tech Nation really showed out. Like, they were I wouldn't argue outside of OU had the biggest fan base
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I was talking to Bailey about it literally on the field, and, like, all I heard was, like, Raider power, and I was like, "Am I, like
Oh,
can you
we love
hear
it?
this?" Like, I can feel it in my chest, like, it is,
Oh.
like, so loud. It was so loud. But, yeah, me and Bailey
Yeah.
were like, "Oh my gosh." We were just, like, looking around like, "Is this real?" But, yeah, it was
Same,
crazy.
literally same. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there is what game was it? Oh, I guess it was Oklahoma. That's what I was like going to that game wondering if it was gonna be like a home field advantage.
Yeah.
Did it feel like one to you? Because watching it, I was like, I mean, they got loud when they scored. Maybe it's because 'cause y'all
Yeah.
controlled the game for the most part until the fun last inning there, but did it feel like a home game, like you were the visitors? Because it felt like Texas Tech fans were just as loud, if not louder in
No,
that game.
yeah.
It was kinda crazy.
No, yeah, it didn't feel like we were in Oklahoma at all. Like, our fans were unbelievable that game, and I think they really just wanted us to win, obviously, against Oklahoma, so it wasn't
Yeah.
a 5P, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, y'all ended what was that like? We're kinda like we have another game that we need to talk about 'cause she had a big moment in it, but since you're talking about already Oklahoma, what was that like? You're obviously someone that's lived playing softball. You've watched
Yeah.
this team. They are the program. They were we'll call them still the program, but of college softball for the last decade, right? They won 4
Yeah.
in a row. You're on the field as a freshman, not just playing in the College World Series. Now you're playing against that team, and you're the team that goes out and
On
wins
top.
it, and you have a
Yeah.
big major part in that as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like that game we were just like, "Let's just play for each other, obviously, and then, like,
Yeah.
come out with the win," because that would be, like everyone would be talking about
Epic.
it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone would be talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we were just I don't know. We were literally just balling out that game.
Yeah,
We're
well,
trying to
we had Alexa on, and we asked her about that moment, and her story behind the scenes of that moment was a little bit unexpected 'cause apparently she was mad at herself the whole time, but she
Yeah.
walked out there and saw y'all hitting. Like, what was going through your head during that inning where they get the home run, they tie it, and you're like, "Oh, dang, okay. Now we gotta go back out there." You're up to bat, and I thought it was gone. I think everybody thought it was gone, but you do your job enough to get a double. What's going through your mind in that moment, stepping up once again and doing what we just talked about where you stepped up in a big moment?
Yeah, I really was just trying to get on base. I wasn't even trying to do anything big. I knew Maya was fast enough to wherever I hit it, she was gonna move maybe 1 or 2 bases. But, yeah, I was just trying to get her in scoring position, so I knew Lauren was obviously gonna hit the ball because,
It's
gosh.
what she does.
Yeah, it's what she does.
Yeah,
And, yeah, so I basically just knew, like in that moment, I was like, "Wow, we're about to win this game," because we were not giving up. Like, we were not taking our foot off the gas pedal.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I was, and I told Alexa this during our interview. I was like unconcerned. I don't know why. I was like,
Yeah,
ah, they got this. Like
yeah,
unconcerned. And I was like, yeah, they'll figure it out. It's annoying that we have to do this, but it'll be more fun to walk them off. It's more fun, and
yeah,
it was like that was like the game
yeah.
probably of the College World Series was that one. And another one that was probably y'all probably produced the most viral moments of this. Maybe I'm biased. Clearly, I'm biased, but I think Texas Tech had some of the most viral moments from this World Series, and two of them came in the UCLA game, and
Mhm.
we had a lot of listener questions came in about this. So they first want to know what was going through your head again when you had to step up to the plate. Your other team had just scored. I think you hadn't had a hit yet in that game, and you
Yeah.
get that to a full count. Like, what are you looking for in that at bat against a really good pitcher? And you send one out, and it's the first home run that Texas Tech had, maybe the only home run that Texas Tech had at the College World Series this year.
Yeah, really just, again, trying to get on base because, um, like I said, I feel like I was struggling before, and then I just during warm-ups and everything for that College World Series, I was, like, feeling great, and then, yeah, it just, like, was coming to me. I was like, "Okay, just you have nothing to lose at this point, just hit the ball and get on base."
I feel I feel like there's more to it than that, but I appreciate that it's that simple for you. You're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm just gonna go swing the bat. I'm just gonna just gonna go off of, an all-conference player chill. Okay, whatever."
So before you had to come up and you end up getting the game-winning home run, and before UCLA decided to be mean and hit that home run, obviously we got on the board first and we stole home. So we wanted to ask
I'm
you,
sorry.
did you have any idea that that was coming? Like, were you prepared for what was to come, or were you
Did you
just
even
like
see
shocked?
it?
Yes.
No, not at all. So me and Maya actually were literally talking about this. We were standing like in the coach's box, I think it was. I don't really know what it's called. But we were like we saw her like running home and we were like, what is she like where is she going? The
Oh,
ball's not like past like where is she? And we were like, and then she scored and we just like started going insane. We were like,
no!
that just worked. Like I don't even know.
Did
Like we
how
didn't
did
send the
that
sign or anything.
that's
But yeah,
fair. Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was crazy.
y'all it was crazy. That was I think that might have been the most viral moment from the World Series was,
Oh yeah,
MK
100%.
still at home. It was insane. But that kind of became y'all's trademark this year, really, as an offense. Like, you could hit home runs, you did. You had big moments, you had some big ones, but y'all
Yeah.
also, like, let's just create chaos in any way
Yeah.
possible. Like, what is it like to be on a team that's like, "Yeah, we'll just go out there and we know we're gonna score runs, and if we score enough, then we have the pitching to hold them down." But is it fun to be a part of that kinda team?
Yes, it is extremely fun because we're just looking for every way to move bases and score and everything. And it's like
Yes.
you never know what's gonna happen, obviously.
Yeah,
Stealing home.
just annoy the other team because that's what I mean. I feel like that's what y'all did, and it always annoyed me as someone that covered y'all, a fan of y'all both. Would people would be like, "Yeah, well, they only scored off of unearned runs." I'm like, they are not unearned. They're unearned
Yeah,
to the pitcher, but the
yeah,
offense clearly earned them by making them make
yeah,
mistakes, and it was always so much fun to
yeah,
watch y'all do that all year. It was kind of a trademark of what y'all did.
yeah.
Looking back on your postseason, um, did anything that happened in the postseason or even in the season kind of change maybe your confidence or who you guys are player, like being able to look back and being like, hey, I did that.
Yeah. Definitely. I think obviously I got my most confidence from the last game in the World Series because
I
going
mean,
3 for 4
first
off
of all,
Cavon.
robbed. I voted for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if that's legal to divulge. I just divulged it. I voted for. How were you not on the all tournament team? Anyway, continue.
I have no idea, but yeah, so I think I got my confidence from that because obviously Cavon's a great pitcher and faced her earlier in the season and didn't do too good, but yeah, just showing up in that game was great.
Yeah, you're gonna get your moment
Yeah,
next year. Just kind
yeah.
of, I feel it. Speaking of your confidence, the coaching staff at multiple times this year talked about how much of a perfectionist you are, and
Yeah,
but you also have this confidence too that we've seen. I talked about earlier in your preseason stuff, where you're like, yeah, no, I know I belong, but you kind of learned it along the way. I
yeah,
felt like at the Big 12 tournament, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I felt like we saw you in live person break through the old freshman wall when you said you were having a rough middle of the year.
yeah.
But do you feel like that moment at all was kind of like kind of personify what everything they're talking about in that moment where you're a perfectionist, you're too hard on yourself, but you break through, you have that, and then you go on that run throughout the postseason from there as you finally got that hit and everybody went crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking about it with Glasgow, like, what can I change? Like, is there anything I can do? I was in there, like, after a bad game, like, hitting in the cages, like, trying to fix something. And I think just talking to him about, like, whatever, and he was like, "You're fine. Like, you're not doing anything bad. Like, you're hitting
Yeah.
the ball, it's just not going, like, it'll drop eventually." And then I finally got that hit, and that just, like I was like, "Oh, okay, so I'm fine. Like, I can hit the ball."
I'm pretty good at this game. Yeah. No, that was a really cool moment. I remember like the whole team like lost it for you. They're
Yeah.
like, that's right, finally. And then I mean, then your all Big 12 tournament team should have been World Series all tournament team, all the things, and it's going to carry over to next year. On that
Yeah.
note, we have a question from Cassie Moore on Instagram. She says, "What is the secret to keeping your concentration in tight games, both at the plate and on defense, not rushing a throw?"
Yeah, I think just staying level-headed, like, not making the moment too big, and, like, especially in crazy moments like the last game, like, just not trying to do too much and just play the game I know.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So you talk about how Glasgow really helped you through whenever you were going through the
Yeah.
little rough patch you had on offense. Clearly on defense, you were stellar as you didn't make a single error in conference play. I don't know. Did you know that?
Wait, sorry, you cut out.
Oh, so sorry. Did you know that you didn't make a single error in conference play?
Oh,
Oh, yes, I did. I talked to Hunter about it not too
of
long ago.
course, of course.
Super hype. So we wanted to know like what other mentors or teammates have significantly impacted this transition to college softball where you go out and you do that absolutely crazy stat and you're over here just getting outs left and right, making plays, all that.
Yeah, I would definitely say Alexa. She helped me, like, probably the most because she was always like if she saw me, like, I was upset, she was like, "It's fine, like, take a deep breath, you'll, like, get the next one. It's like you're a freshman playing against the best people. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You'll be okay." And then,
Yeah.
yeah, she was basically my big sister, like, on and off the field, no matter what.
Yeah, there was a really cool moment in the World Series I noticed when I think you maybe the ball it took a bad hop. I think it like it hit you in the face.
Mm,
Like you're way tougher than I am. And she came over there and was like, just chill. You're good. You're good. And
yeah,
then Nija came over there as well. And then you made a play the next time out. So
yeah,
well, is that how important was it to have that? Because y'all were a relatively young infield. Even Lauren, she's a third year player, but it was only her second year playing with an injury at first, was a sophomore. So it's two
yep.
freshmen and a sophomore, and then late in the process they bring in this senior to come in a second. How a second to kind of be that veteran leadership there. How important was that to you?
It was very because I just knew, like, obviously I was playing for them, and then they knew, like, I would always do whatever I can to help
Yeah.
them. So they were like, "We know you're good enough, like, no
Yeah.
need to push yourself even harder than you already are."
I mean, yeah, it's got to help your confidence when you. It's one
Yeah,
thing to know you're good, but it's also to be like, oh my gosh, like I'm still a freshman, and then to have a
yeah,
senior being like, no, like you're good, Haley,
yeah,
like you're good
yeah,
out here, you're fine. Just
yeah,
be you out there.
So going into next season. Have you met any of our new additions, transfers yet? How excited are you? Is there anyone in particular that you're super stoked about? Anything like that?
No, I'm excited to meet all of them. I have not met a single one, but
Okay.
I think meeting all of them will be pretty fire.
Yeah.
But I think honestly Mia Williams because hopefully she'll be at second with me, so I feel like
Yeah.
we'll bond pretty good.
For sure. Do
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
have? I mean, you're younger than a lot of them, I guess. But do you have any experience in travel ball against them or with any of them?
Uh, I don't believe so, no.
You didn't, yeah, didn't
Okay.
cross over at all.
Yeah.
But on that, so do you have? I guess do you have any goals when you're going into your sophomore year after you did what you did as a freshman? Like, how do you even win it all? I guess, but like individually, or like, what are things that you are going to work on in this offseason? You said you're working out right now on your own,
Yeah.
not playing, but like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, honestly, so the errors that I had in the beginning of the season, I'm gonna try to cut that off because
I
I don't
think
know,
you
I've
did
never
pretty
had
good.
that many, but yeah, I would say like just staying confident.
Yeah,
That's my big thing I gotta work on because if I start hitting bad, then I'm like, why
yeah.
am I playing this game? But I just gotta remember
Well,
like
I
who I
can
am and stuff.
I can just tell you from an outsider's perspective, I doubt it means much, but I didn't even notice you were in that big of a hitting slump until you got that hit and everyone went crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, because you're so important to the team defensively and everything you do. Like, it was never even a thought to me that Haley was quote unquote struggling in these
Yes.
games. I was like, you're playing great.
Right.
So like, just know that. Just know that.
Thank
Like,
you.
you're important to the team no matter what's going on offensively. But we certainly got to see your offense and break out as the season went on, no doubt. Um, we have a few rapid fire questions, and we mixed in some of the fan submitted questions within these. So we'll just go back and forth.
Mhm.
Some are for you, some are about your team in general. Answer them however you want to. We call it rapid fire, but if you have a longer answer to it, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at rapid fire in general, so but that's what they call it. So first one is a very important question. What is your favorite uniform combo on the team?
Probably all white.
Oh, in the
Ooh,
Raider
okay.
red, the
Yes.
helmets.
Yes. All white. Yep.
Just a classic look right there.
Yes.
Great choice. Next one is who's the most competitive on and or off the field on the team?
Najee Kennedy, 100%.
Yeah, what
But,
is your Nija Kennedy story? Because I feel like everyone has one where they realize like she's a little bit insane, but like in a good way.
um, uh, I think there was one game she was literally pitching, like, so good, and then she was mad at herself and started, like, I think, like, journaling what she does, but she was, like, mad, and I was like, "You're, like, pitching you have, like, 10 strikeouts probably and, like, no hits." But, yeah, she was
Yeah.
upset about something else.
Yeah, I remember, we were even at Florida State, we were in the press conference room, and I don't doubt you watched those, but when someone asked her, like, "So you just wake up?" It was after game 1 where she just utterly dominated, only, like, 70 pitches and
Yeah.
only, like, 1 hit or 2 hits or whatever. Had, like, a perfect game into, like, the 6th inning or whatever it
Mhm.
was. It was
Yeah.
insanity in super regionals. And someone's like, "You just wake up in the morning and realize, like, I'm gonna dominate?" And Naja was like, "Actually, I didn't think I had very good stuff today." And everyone was just like, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah, what?
What's wrong with you?"
Yeah,
But yeah, no, that's seems accurate. That's what everyone says. But
yeah.
we've also been told you're like if one of maybe the second most competitive person on the team. So
I
I'll give
am,
you
yeah.
your praise. So you're pretty competitive yourself. Speaking of that, maybe this is the word, but if you have another one, what is the one word you would use to describe yourself as a softball player?
Probably humble. I'd say humble.
Oh, I
Oh,
like
what
that.
a mature answer.
You're not a freshman anymore. You're a sophomore now. Let's go.
um, who on the team is the first to hype someone up after a big play?
Ooh.
Uh,
It can be people from this last year too, because I know
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of transition.
um, probably Sydney. She was really hype all the time.
Oh my gosh, the vibes queen
Yes,
over
she
there.
is.
I'm gonna miss her dance moves. Like, who's gonna pick up the dance moves with Sydney at Ole Miss now?
Mm,
Who's gonna pick up that? Anybody? Maybe we're gonna have to lean on some one of the incoming
yeah,
players.
maybe.
Hopefully, have some moves. I'm gonna have to figure that out. What is the best thing about being a Red Raider? Hmm.
Mm. probably the atmosphere. Like, everyone's
Yeah.
everyone cheers for, like, if we're in Lubbock, it's always Texas Tech, like, that's no matter what. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, you're not gonna run into another school's fan at the
No.
store or something. It doesn't happen.
Right.
Don't have that problem here.
Who has the best hidden talent on the team?
Can you juggle?
Me? I can juggle.
I've never met a shortstop that couldn't juggle. I don't know what
Um,
that's about. Yes, the hand-eye coordination.
I don't really know. Um,
Okay, if you don't know anyone that has any, who's your guess on who might secretly have
probably
a
Maya
hidden talent
Davis.
that they just haven't
Probably
shown you
Maya.
yet?
Yeah.
That feels right. She's
She
like,
probably can do everything.
I've heard Maya's like really, really quiet, but like when we watch the games, I'm like, she doesn't
Yeah.
seem quiet to me. She's like the most animated ever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's. If you could face any pitcher in softball in their prime, so it could be someone that's
Yeah.
retired or wherever, who would you want to face?
Probably Ginny Finch. I would wanna see, like, if I could
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah.
if you could do it, I feel like you could. You get there. You get there.
Who's the most likely to go viral on social media on this team?
Options.
For, like, anything or
Yeah. Could just be
Anything.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Silliness on TikTok, whatever.
for TikTok, I feel like Maya could dance, do a lot of dances, and she would probably go viral. Demi, if she just, like yeah,
If she
Demi,
did.
if she, like,
If she
if she
just
did,
did
like, a
it.
podcast, I feel like Demi could.
My God, we've been
Oh
trying to
my
get Demi on
gosh.
this show for 4
She's
years. So
hilarious.
we try. She's like, yeah, I'm in. And then we don't hear for 6
Yeah,
months.
Demi.
So Demi, if you're watching this, open invite. Show up. Like, get on the show. No, that sounds on par right there. Do you have any pregame rituals?
Not really. My hair is just, like, a big superstition that I have.
You like keep it the same if you're
Yep.
doing good or something?
Exactly that.
That's good. Y'all had some great. Who is the like braider on this team? Or is there multiple of y'all? Because y'all had some great hair going on.
Brinley braided some. Maddie Wright,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we know her. She
Yeah,
played
she
last
would
year.
braid I think she braided Bailey's hair. But
Okay.
I don't think there was just, like, one specific, no. Yeah.
Everybody, they just
Yeah.
showed up with their hair that way. That's fair. That's fair. Speaking of Bailey, Bailey Lindemus,
Yes.
your old partner in crime out there. She put in a question. She said, "Ask her what you and Bailey, but you and her, said to each other
Oh
before
my
each inning."
We would say, "Here we go, here we go, here we go." And I don't know why, it just stuck. Yep.
It just stuck. I love that. Well, on that, to follow up to that, we noticed that y'all played rock, paper, scissors. When did that start?
We
Did
did.
y'all just start doing that? Or
Yeah, it was, like, later in the season. I was like, "We need something for outs because I do everything or something with everyone."
okay,
And then we're just, like, so close,
you
it's
gotta have
kinda,
your
like,
own thing.
awkward distance. Yeah.
Well, we went back and forth. And after her question, she said, "Well, just make sure you ask her also how long it took for one of y'all to win." So apparently this took a while. Did it
Oh.
like ever? Did anybody ever
Yes,
win?
we always yeah. We ended up, like, we have to, like, go multiple, like, hitters
Yeah,
because if we didn't get out, then
you'd be playing it
we
in the
would
middle
do the
of
same thing.
live
Yeah.
action, get in trouble.
Yeah.
I have no doubt
But yeah,
you
it
could
took
get it out while playing rock, paper, scissors at the same time. You could probably do it both.
If anybody could do it, it's Hailey
Hailey
Toney.
Toney.
Let me just run over there and get them real fast. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think we've got all. Let me make sure I didn't miss any. Oh, there's one others that I didn't put in here. It came in late. What is your favorite restaurant in Lubbock? Do you have one? It's a lot of options.
Yes. I would say Blue Sky. It's so
Oh,
good.
It's an
good
underrated
choice.
choice, but such a good choice. You're a true
Yeah.
Lubbockite now. That's what I like to hear right there. Blue Sky. All right, before we close it out with some closing questions, we got kind of the same thing, rapid fire, but on your teammates. So there's a lot of them. So we're gonna go through. We'll just name off a name and whatever comes to mind about this person. So we'll go
Okay.
Michaela Garcia.
Stealing home is the only thing I can think
That's fair. No, that should be like in her title. She should add that in
Yeah.
there. Logan Holloman.
Like a slap butt.
Oh my god.
She always did that
The
little
best.
yeah, literally.
Best.
Lauren Allred.
Literally get us out of any jam. She will literally like
Clutch.
yeah, clutch.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel like
Vic
you're.
Valdez. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Vic Valdez.
Jam.
Prison Break, but only because we would watch Prison Break during the tournaments
I
together,
love that.
and I put her on.
Prison Break. Sir, fun facts. I love that. I love that. Alana Johnson.
She was shy at first, actually, like shy. She like had to come out a little
Shy.
bit.
I could see that. We used to always say she's just like a stone cold killer because
Yep.
she'd hit a home run and there would be like
Yeah.
zero
Yeah,
reaction.
no
And I'm
reaction at
like,
all.
I'll be like taking a picture. I'm like, do something, do something.
Yeah.
She's like cold, but she did start by the end of the year. But
Yeah.
bigger moments, I guess. She started going
Yeah.
crazy. So I see that. I see that for sure.
Sam Lincoln.
Oh, freshman. Too.
Blonde. She was something else.
Literal, or you know what? I'm not going to put you on the spot there. It's fine. One word answer. That's all you have to do. Nigeri Kennedy.
Competitor. Yeah.
That's a big one right there.
Maya Davis.
Oh, sorry, you blacked out.
Oh, sorry. Maya Davis.
Speed. Yeah. Gosh, she's like insanely fast. What was it like in practice? I'm gonna follow up on that. The first time you tried to throw up Maya Davis in practice in the fall.
Yeah. I think I was underestimating what I was getting into, and I wasn't expecting her to be that fast. But yeah,
it's gonna prepare you well for the rest of the. I mean, everybody.
Yes, it does.
Who else are you gonna face that is gonna get down the line as fast as you? Not many people, if anybody.
Yeah.
So that's great. I love that. And Chloe Riasetto.
Mom. She's our mom in the group.
Aww.
That was almost the question that we put in there was who's team mom, but we didn't want to do that to y'all. So, but you said it anyway. All right, so that we'll just go through the returners. But okay, so there we go. I think we got all listener questions. Hailey, is there anything you would like to say to Red Raider Nation? You're 3 years left here. You're already a star. They love you already. But what is your message to Red Raider Nation?
Really just thank you for everything. Like y'all have shown out to all the team, and we appreciate everything that y'all given us.
Love that. How much are you looking forward to fall ball?
I'm so excited. I wish it was like already started.
It's going to be so competitive. Like I was joking with people the other day. I was like, y'all's inner squads are going to be like a top 25 matchup.
Yeah,
it's not even a joke.
It's gonna be
like that's no exaggeration.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Like it's like they're going to be the best person y'all face. Well, no, I'm sure y'all have big time competition coming in those preseason tournaments, but still, like I'm hyped. So everybody go in the fall and support the squad, support Hailey, go buy her t-shirts, her merch. I'm not even just saying that to be nice. Like sometimes I just say it to be nice, but her stuff is really good. Like it's really legit. Go check it out. I'll put it on screen maybe when we put it up here. But do you have any last questions for Tyler? But I think that's all I got for now. We're gonna get you on the show in like 3-4 years when you're done and you've had like 3 national championships to your name, and it'll be a good time. But
no, that's all that I got. Thank you for coming on the show. You were very fun to talk to, and we got to know you more. And yeah, you're going to be on here plenty more times, and we're going to be celebrating 3-time national champions, and you're going to have your face on the wall. It's going to be a whole thing.
Let's go. I love that. Yeah. Retweet that. We will win it there. We end every interview with a nice solid recum. So
Recum.